And we are back with more Klonoa Door to Phantomile. Why is the sound coming out of my computer? I know it sounds weird out of context, but why is it coming out of my computer? It should be coming out of my TV. Anyway, we made it to the Moon Kingdom. And why is this disabled? I'm sorry, y'all. This is actually bothering me. Why is it doing that? Okay. Anyway, something's going on with Hewpoe. He's been acting kind of funny. Funnier than usual. Not even the haha funny, but you're suspect kind of funny. Guess he's thinking about Gaudius and what he plans on doing. But anyway, Vision 6-1, Moon Kingdom. Personally, my favorite 2 levels to go through. I think the level design is just spot on. The challenge is right there where it needs to be, because I said this before, the game overall is pretty easy, but when it comes to challenge, I think, I don't know, I kind of would have preferred if the game was at this level a challenge and went up, because I'm one of the few that actually prefers harder games. There's nothing inherently wrong with easier games, it's just what my preference really. And I do enjoy the puzzles that we gotta traverse through later. And as I mentioned 2 parts ago, this is also me slightly delirious from lack of sleep when I'm playing this game, that is. So you're gonna see me goofing up. Well, not too many times. Just spoiler warning, I goof up more than once. Actually, I think it's gonna happen here. Yeah, I overshot the throw, but oh well. What you essentially have to do is use one of the fly moves to get rid of the armor moves, and then go up. You could just... No, never mind. I was about to say you could just use the fly move to get up entirely, but that's not the case. But the main gist with this level is there are, I believe, 4 colored crystals that we need to break. Once we break those crystals, it will cause these weird looking statues to melt. Actually, the statues look like Gaudius. I never made that connection before till now. Odd considering the screen is stupidly small. But yes, you can't progress through certain areas of this stage, and well, vision, pardon me, until you destroy these crystals, which revolves around you solving some puzzles, doing a little bit of backtracking, because we're not gonna necessarily go through new terrain each time. We're gonna have to sometimes take a path we've already been through. And while that may be a detriment, I do think that it does give this level a sense of identity in terms of what you have to do in order to make some progress. Although I'm not gonna lie, I kind of find this part right here obnoxious, because we have to actually go through this 2 or 3 times, and I'm actually gonna cut out when I have to go back here. And it's just the way the level is designed. But if this part wasn't too terribly long, because literally you're just kind of waiting here until the platform gets to the other end, I wouldn't mind it too much, but because you're just, for the most part, standing on the rotating platform, it's definitely the weakest aspect of this level, in my opinion anyway. But now that we've destroyed the blue crystal, a new path is opened up. I'm a monster. And oh yeah, there was a blue statue blocking that, but now we can go through there freely if we want to, but I will never use that door again until I have to backtrack to that path. And notice how that yellow statue is perched on top of that little, what would you call, I guess that little extension above the doorway. It's basically a hint to tell you that there are yellow statues within that path. Get these exploiting they're exploiting me, I swear. But these exploding cow looking thingamajiggers, you're just gonna have to time your throws right and not hold on to it like an idiot. And actually, I think this was the part that gave me a lot of trouble, because again, I was sleep deprived and I wasn't comprehending the fact that explosions are indeed terrible. Yeah, if you can see my life counter, we can see how many times I died. I think it was 3 or 4. I honestly can't remember off the top of my head. Actually, I died at this part a couple times as well. So I think, yeah, I just skipped right to it. Ow. That's one way to do it. Ow. Don't jump. There you go. Yeah, you just gotta throw it at that rotating... I'm not even sure what that's called, actually. It reminds me of Gordos from the Kirby franchise. But no idea what they're called. Anyway, we found the green statue. Well, green crystal, which will get rid of the green statues. So, more paths will open up. Ignore the clicking. I accidentally touched my mouse. And this is real simple. Just throw one of the exploding pig thingamajiggers at that group of flying moves, and then, while there's a space open, grab the villager trapped in a nightmare, because those moves will fly back. Okay, we're going back here. I think I cut. Let me look at the timeline. No! So we're gonna sit through this. No, I don't cut through this at all. I apologize. Do I really? No, I don't. But yeah, just gotta sit through this again. And this is the last time, so. I do remember, however, the first time I played this, it did take me... I did go through this several times for some reason. I guess I was lost, I'm not sure, because I don't know. I guess I find it kind of hard to get lost if you just follow where the statues were. Excuse me. Anyway, let's see, what color did we break? Oh yeah, the green one. So now all that's left is the yellow statue. And here is the introduction of a new, I guess you could say, gimmick. These disappearing and reappearing platforms. You stand on them, they'll disappear. You can stand on it for about 2-3 seconds and it'll just disappear. It'll come right back though, so don't worry. And here's where they just throw the gimmick right at you. I would say this is probably the most dangerous part, but again, it's not too hard as long as you convey patience. And just remember that the platforms will come back. Yeah, it's like a split second, really. Anyway, you can see that last yellow crystal. You can actually jump over that first platform and land on the second one for some reassurance in case I don't know, little too nervous. I am surprised that explosion didn't cause the mirror fairy to activate. I thought that's what would happen, but now you got me. No, I think that's supposed to happen. I don't remember now. That's kind of bothering me. Oh well. But anyway, now that we've destroyed the yellow statues, we can go through here and climb up here. It's the last stretch of the level. And don't worry if you fall off, you'll just end up back here. And you don't necessarily have to use the flutter jump. It's kind of deceiving, seeing as how I don't know how to describe Klonoa's jump. It's somewhat floaty, but at the same time, it's a bit tanky. But it's just enough to make those platforms without using your flutter jump. Same goes for a lot of the platforming in general. I would say the flutter jump is mainly used to cross larger gaps for the few that are in this game, really. But yeah, Klonoa's standard jump is more than enough to get you to where you need to be. But anyway, that was it for Vision 6.1. Y'all probably saw some type of egg-looking thing around that staircase as we were running up to destroy that white crystal. Yeah, we'll see if that has any real meaning to it. We are so close to completing that lovely tune. And hey, guess what? We're gonna be able to complete that after finishing this vision. Because this is the last regular vision of the game. And by last regular vision, I mean just regular platforming level where you can find some villagers. There are a couple more visions that we'll be exploring post-game. Hewpoe! Hewpoe! Oh, I love their language. It's so silly sounding. I apologize if I offended anyone, but not really. I love how Papi translates to 4 words. This is the first cutscene to actually introduce the villagers, quote unquote. I call them villagers because that's what the manual refers them to. But, you know, we see them in the previous vision saving them, but this is the actual proper introduction of them to let you know, hey, these are the people that live here. I mean, in a sense, I guess you get that from saving them trapped in the nightmare bubbles, but I don't know. I just kind of found that odd. But anyway, people call that woman his mother. You know how to use Flash? By God! I'm sorry, but that design to this day it looks kind of awkward to me. It's like a onesie, but with bubbles and a cape and a little angler, lighter, what's it? But yeah, Hewpoe is actually the prince of the Moon Kingdom. So, how did he end up down here? Well, that's gonna be explained later. Actually, no. Is it? I guess that is a good question, actually. Why did he? I guess he foresaw all of this, but he doesn't really explain. I'm thinking too hard about this story. So he can freely change into that little ball. What is the purpose of that? Well, that's actually going to get explained. There's a reason he can do that. Alright. So now we have to find a way to stop Gaudius. What better way than to bash his head with a bunch of inflated moves. And this track right here is actually my favorite musical piece in the entire game. It is so good. If you get a chance, because I'm pretty sure you can find the soundtrack somewhere online. Probably, I don't remember. All I know is I was lucky enough to get a copy from a friend. He let me download it to my computer. But it's, I'm trying to remember. Is there? You definitely can't get it cheap nowadays. Before we go off on this tangent, with this level, again, is puzzle heavy, but it focuses around switches this time around, and we'll see that later. It actually follows a very organized structure in terms of how it handles the puzzles. You know, first you enter the castle, then you go to the exterior of the castle, and then as we'll see, well, I'll explain later as we go along. This part right here, I never can do it without getting hit. I gotten close. I think what you're supposed to do is start running as that obstacle is moving away. I don't know, honestly. I just can never do it right. And these enemies right here that throw boomerangs, they are extremely quick, so you're just going to have to be mindful of that. But yes, the structure of this level revolves around you starting inside the castle, going outside to the exterior, finding a switch, and then the switch will cause a crystal to explode like that. And then you make your way back into the castle to solve a puzzle. Lather, rinse, repeat. And that is essentially how the level is designed. You're gonna be doing this multiple times, but again, I do like this level and the previous level. I like this a little more, mainly because of the music. Because in terms of the puzzles, I like them equally, but this musical track is the seller for me. So yeah, you need to activate all of these switches within a certain amount of time because they will revert back to blue if you're not quick enough. Luckily, you just have to make good use of your enemies and they'll activate the switches, and then that barrier will lift up and you can move on to the next area. While Klonoa plays with the wind, I don't know. That's just his his idle animation. If y'all noticed that his ears were just kind of floating in the wind. That's just his idle animation. So yeah, we're back here at the start, so we need to make our way to the next door that opened up. Oh, excuse me. Now for the green door. So yeah, we're starting the castle, then we go out the castle, do a little platforming sequence. I would say these are actually the hardest parts of the game because you gotta be precise with your jumps. But again, you don't really have to use your flutter jump in order to make your way across. You just have to make good use of your regular jump and the high jump with the enemies. That's really all. You can definitely use the flutter jump in order to give yourself a bit of leverage. And then, well, now that I'm actually commentating over this, watching this footage, I can actually commentate over this properly. So yeah, you do a platforming sequence, then you get thrown in a room with enemies, and you gotta make use of the enemies to get up to the higher door. Or make your way across the obstacle. And now we're back in the exterior. So now we need to find a switch where a crystal is, no doubt blocking our path in order to get back inside. And there goes those cursed enemies again, throwing their boomerangs. They're extremely quick and they can be placed in some very annoying spots. My screen just went black. Let me move the mouse. And I come back to me getting hit. This is fantastic. Man, I get hit a lot. So yeah, just gotta make your way up here. Grab one of the moves from the background and hit that switch. Let's see, do I do it in one shot? But yeah, for this one, all you have to do, I think I goofed this up one because I'm thinking a little too hard about this. But what you want to do is, wait, actually, maybe I do it on the first try. Let me just, no. What you want to do is actually use the moves to throw them at the switches that are in the foreground. And then you'll want to hop over to the one that's out by itself to the left and hit it with your wind bullet. Because it may not seem like it, but they actually give you enough time to hit these with that method before they deactivate. I'm just not realizing that till... Well, I'm gonna catch on eventually, but I don't at first. Actually, I think I do here. Well, I had the right idea, I just goofed. Let's see it. There you go. Oh, excuse me. By the way, this musical piece is called The Closing Encounter. So, look that up after you watch this. Actually, I think I uploaded that. Maybe I honestly don't know. My musical upload is kind of blending after a while. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. But yes, we are at the final segment of Vision 6-2. And with this, you have that giant double-plated armor move following you. But he won't jump up to the higher platform. None of the armor moves will actually... No, instead, the defenseless ones will actually leap at you so you can make your way up. And there you go. This one, I'm very impatient, so I think I just kind of like book it. Yep. Oh no, I'm actually trying to. Huh. Usually I just book it. I guess I wanted to show it the right way, but usually I just take the hits and go. Alright, now we're at the exterior. This one can be a bit tricky in terms of the big enemy that we're gonna face off against. Yeah, it's that one right there. Like, yeah, it's got a pretty big hitbox actually. That's really my only... Oh, and you can't hit it from the side. You have to hit it from above. And you have to. You can't just ignore it. I'm getting nervous. Okay, just grab this one. Oops. Oh. Wait. Do I have to? I'm just thinking about this. Do I have to get rid of it? We'll see. My memory's kind of fuzzy at the moment. I don't think you have to actually get rid of this thing. Well, if you want the crystals, yeah. But, no. Oh, wait, yeah. The switch. I was trying to remember, like, why am I going out of my way? But yeah, it's blocking the way to the switch. Completely forgot about that. There goes that boomerang. Yeah, they throw them out extremely fast. And just because you inflate the enemy, as you saw there, don't think the boomerangs are gone. No, they're still active until they return back to the spot from which they're thrown. They don't necessarily return to the enemy itself. Keep that in mind. In this part, I think I say screw it when it comes to caution. Yep. What you're supposed to do is the high jump and then either grab them as you get up there, or actually land on the platform and try to dodge their boomerang, so that way you can get up close to them without taking damage. But I say screw it, because this, yeah. So if you want to practice patience, go ahead, but you're gonna get your health back. That's all I'm gonna say. And here is the final puzzle. This one admittedly gave me trouble the first time I ever played the game, but once you realize this one is actually the most generous in terms of the amount of time you have for hitting all the switches. But yeah, once you realize that, this one really is no problem. There you go. With that, we have access to the big door. Physics. Anyway, Yep, just sitting here enjoying that music. Oh yeah. Red. Green. Blue. Brown? Some kind of brown. But anyway, just ride this little platform up. Go up this path. Get your health regenerated. Get some, well, extra life. And suddenly we are flying through space. What kind of transition is this? No, seriously, I don't understand that. Did that door lead to the void? No, there were stars there, so that's not the void. One dream. Must be illuminated. Meanwhile, we're just floating here. Yeah, I've been here for a good 10 seconds. That has a double meaning. Bye. Gaudius. No, that's actually pretty selfish, just putting that out there. I understand he's the antagonist, but I don't know, his reasoning, his motives, I find them kind of bland and stupid at that. Like, first he says revenge, and now he's saying he's tired of being happy, because that's essentially what builds this world, happy dreams. But now he wants nightmares, which essentially destroys everything, as they've pretty much mentioned before. So it's just, he wants nothing more but pure destruction. I just kind of find that dull for a villain. Anyway, Gaudius. This is me being curious, because I've actually never touched that yellow thing till what you're seeing right now. And basically you're put on this treadmill like thing, and all you have to do is touch another one of those yellow portals and you'll be transported back to the main fight. Again, I only did that out of curiosity because I had never done that before. I was like, oh, I wonder how much damage does it do? Oh. But yeah, Gaudius has a variety of attacks. He will rain down, I guess, egg meteors, as well as some more menacing looking moves. I actually like the designs of those dark moves. Kind of wish they were the standard type. But O's to Wills, what you want to do is just grab the moves that rain down and throw them at Gaudius. If they touch the ground, they'll just hop out of the ring. So you want to be a little bit quick on the uptake. And once you grab one, just throw them into the background to where Gaudius is. Throw him into his void. His body's nothing but a void. That's interesting. And that's really all there is to it. And he will change up his pattern, but it all depends on the amount of health he has. Let's see. I think I get it. There we go. And if he's in the middle of the attack, he won't change instantly. He'll just continue until the attack is finished. And that's basically the cue right there that he's switching things up. So let's see what he does now. Let's see. Oh, this is where he kind of shoots off, I guess, false missiles that are comprised of moves. Once you take the missiles off of I don't even know what those things are called, but basically once you take both moves, it'll convert into a little portal that'll take you back to that endless ring. Actually, we're in the ring. It just takes you to the top where he kind of messes with you. But yeah, just be mindful of that when you're grabbing the moves. And after a while, he will make them disappear. But however, if you don't have his health low enough, he will try that attack again. But this right here is his final attack. He'll create a triangle with moves in the middle. I don't understand his reasoning behind putting the moves there. If he didn't do that, he would win. There's no denying that. Like, what is the reason? Logically, let's put gameplay out of perspective. Why would he do that, knowing damn well that's what Klonoa's been using to attack him? No answers. Gotcha. But yeah. What you want to do is hit one of the edges of the triangle, which will convert into another portal, so be careful. And that will cause the moves to break loose, like so. Just throw them into the void, and bam, Gaudius is finished. Rather interesting boss. I prefer fighting Joker. Well, excuse me, I like the fight with Joker more. I don't know, I just found that a lot more interesting than this, really. Rhubarb? That's a type of vegetable. So did Pamela go all over the war? She picked him up kind of quick. Well, no, we've been here for 30 minutes. Never mind. So does I understand the other three villagers besides Baloo because they're leaders, but what's the point of having Baloo here? He's not the leader, I think. Who is the leader of the Wind Village, actually? We never do learn that. If it's Baloo, they never state that. Hell, the only reason he's here is because, well, he's the only character that was introduced to us within the village. That's not Klonoa, by the way. So Gaudius is still alive for some odd reason. I guess we should have aimed for the head when doing those moves. Oh well. Well, it's gold players, so I doubt they'll do anything. Probably just bounce off. So yes, he's planning on using the nightmare fused crystal in order to wake up Nahato. It sounds like a disgruntled Link. And that unimpressive explosion was the sacrifice needed in order to give the last bit of energy needed to revive Purple Grimace. Oh, I am so sorry. Nahato. You don't say. Yeah, he pretty much gave his own life for revenge, even though it isn't necessarily revenge if you're not there to get it. Well, who cares? The story's silly anyway. So now we need to stop Nahato. How? Well, we're not gonna find that out to the next part. I was originally gonna tap on the last bit of this part to, well, excuse me, the last fight to the end of this, but the part is long enough, so I try to avoid long parts whenever possible, but sometimes you just have to. Granted, this part is long, but it would have been longer. Actually, I think it would have been about 50 minutes, near an hour, if I left in the final boss, because you gotta keep in mind that they're credits and all that, cutscenes. And while I was babbling on about technical aspects, the weird dream is Klonoa. The dream traveler is the weird dream? Tell me more. But you know what, I'll get more into that next part as well. Sweet. And with that, we are done with all the regular visions. All that's left is the final vision. And we will wrap things up in the next part. Thank you for watching, and I will see you then. Take care, y'all.